Hello, my name is Professor John Benjamin, and in this slide, I'm going to show you how to keep track of your classes while you're here at Wesleyan. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is point out where the registrar is and who to talk to if you have any trouble with your classes and you can't seem to get self-service to work. We're going to talk about self-service, the program, in a moment. So let's just show you where the registrar is. So first, there's the website. And if you go there, there's lots of important information, forms, how to change your major, all of these types of things. Here's where you can email the registrar if you have any questions. And then here's the phone number. Now to get there, it is in the main administration building. It's also the business college where all the business classes are. So if you're unfamiliar with campus, here is Main Street. So when you come into town, you'll come down and Main Street will end right here. This is College Avenue. And here's the Welcome Center. So that's probably a place where you first encountered Wesleyan. There's a little fountain right there. And right next across the street from the Welcome Center is this big U-shaped parking lot and a large building on the hill that looks sort of prestigious. That's the main administration building. It's also, again, where all the business classes are. That's where the registrar is located. So you go right into the front doors and take your first left. It's also on the door, I believe it says academic services as well. So it's sort of has two names, so it's a little confusing. That's where you go if you're having trouble with your classes. The next thing I want to show to you is sort of what you need to do to graduate, if you will, as far as your credits go. So if you can see here, it's a four-year college. So your freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. Each semester, you need to take roughly 15 credits. So that means it's 30 credits per year. So fall and spring semester, 15 each adds to 30, and 30 times 4 adds to 120. So your ultimate goal is to get 120 credits to graduate. Now to break those down further, 40 of those credits, roughly 40, 35 to 40, are going to be lens classes. So these are your basic classes. Everyone needs to take an English, everyone needs to take a science, everyone needs to take a math. And so there's several of those. This is just a general number. Typically for your major, somewhere around 60. Sometimes it could be as low as 50, as high as 65. So there's a range there, roughly 60. So that's 100 credits roughly. And that leaves roughly 20 credits for a minor or really just any other class of interest. And so you have several goals here. One, to get all 120 credits, but also that you have to fulfill all your major requirements and the lens requirements. And then you have this sort of wiggle room to play with. Okay, so let's go ahead and log into self-service so we can take a look and show you how to navigate that program so you can see where your classes are. So let's go to, the best way to start is just go to the Wesleyan website, so wvwc.edu. Now keep in mind, you've already, in the previous video, retrieved your login credentials for self-service. So if you don't have those, you'll have to go back and watch that video. But the easiest way to find self-service, if you forgot how to get there, is you just go to the bottom of the website and you click on self-service. And that'll take you to a login screen. That's not always purple, so if it doesn't look purple, it's okay, you're still in the right place. And again, here you're going to put in your login credentials. Yours aren't going to look like this. They'll probably look a little bit more like brown.c.2025, something along that. You don't have to put the @ Wesleyan, wvwc.edu. You just need this part right here. Okay, and then your password, which we've already set up in the previous video. So go ahead and sign in. And what we're going to look at today is your student planning. So click there. And the first thing we're going to look at is go to your plan and schedule. And you're going to arrive at a screen like this. Now, there's two ways to get here. So if you didn't see those first initial login, you might be coming directly right to this screen, depending on how you logged in. Self-service app or the Ellucian Go app. So here is your schedule. So you should see your classes arranged across the week, Monday through Friday, something like this. And then you can find more information over here, like what times it meets and where it meets, the location, Hammond Hall, room 4, and so on and so forth. You can also see it by timeline. And so the timeline will show you each term, just like in the slideshow. There's fall and spring. And you can see here, each semester should roughly be 15 credits. Now, it doesn't have to be 15 every semester, but just keep in mind, if you took, let's say, only 12 credits one semester, that means another semester you'll have to make up an extra 3 credits. So like you'll have to take 18 or a summer class so that you can graduate in 4 years with 120 credits. So that's where your classes are, and this is how you can add and drop classes here. Now, you only can do that during the add drop periods that are designated, and you'll have an email that'll tell you to meet with your advisor through your Wesleyan Gmail account. All right, so now let's go to the home here, and let's go to the course catalog, and you can see all the classes that are available. So you'll have to pick your term. In this case, we'll pick fall, and let's say a subject. So let's say art. You scroll to the bottom and say search. And then here, let's say you want to take drawing. You'll look at it here in the gray box, and you'll see the times, see if those fit, and then you can add that section to your schedule. So that's how that works. Okay, now let's look at how to keep track of all your credits over the 4 years to make sure you're on track for graduation. So let's go back to home, and we're going to go to student planning and my progress. All right, and so here you have kind of at a glance, it'll tell you your major and your GPA, things of this nature, and your progress. And so again, you have, in this case, this is a fictitious scenario. You have 80 of the 120 credits, so you're almost there. There's a little timeline bar. As you scroll down, you can see all the things that you need. So everything in green is things that you've accomplished, and in red is what you still need to accomplish. So let's say, for instance, now if there's a discrepancy, you're like, wait, I took this class. Why is it showing up in red? That's when you'll have to call, email, or visit the registrar to get that straightened out. But you can see here, so it breaks it down into all of these different types. So your first year experience classes, your foundations, which again, those are like your lens classes. Everyone needs to take in English. Everyone needs to take COM 211. Now, don't worry about having this long list. These are just the available science classes that you can take any one of these. You don't have to take all of them, which I find a little confusing. But if you scroll down here, you can see things that you've completed and what you still need to complete. And this is how you'll want to keep touching base with this section of self-service to make sure that you're on track for your graduation. So if we go to the Wesleyan website, I'll just show you where all of the registrar type information exists. It's here if you go under students and academic services. So again, the registrar is also called academic services. And here you have all sorts of forms and information to help you keep on track with your classes. Here's when course scheduling is. Here are the course catalogs in print as well as digital. And you will at some point have to, after you register get your classes logged in, you'll have to complete the RegAssist, which is right here. And it's just, you just log in, and at certain times you don't have to pay a late fee, and then just say, I want to take these classes. And yeah, and so that's just something you need to do. Great. So that's really it in a nutshell. So hopefully that all makes sense. And if you have any questions, what we're going to do is go to the registrar, either their website, email, or go directly there. And that's the main admin building. All right. Hope that works out for you, and good luck.